Shaming language, shaming language, shaming language. Hence why most of these dudes do not open up. When I tell you do not use certain language, do not use certain phrases, do not talk about patriarchy, do not talk about power dynamics, these phrases, because when a man really opens up and participates in it, it says I really feel they don't really care. They don't really care. So right here, this is more proof. I already know this, but I use examples like this to highlight a bigger point. I don't do every single story. I probably should for the views, but yeah, I try to pick out certain points. You know what I mean? To bring home a bigger point. So right here, it's a girl above, says every man's love language is physical touch, and she calls us whores. You know, it's kind of their way of getting back at us for calling them whores. So they call us whores, which makes no sense. And the lady below her is going to give a simple comment and she says, because they are touch deprived, 9 out of 10 men not getting hugged or touched on a regular outside of the sex they have 1 to 3 times a year. People barely smile at them. And obviously the lady below understands why most men are going to say, hey, my love language is physical touch. You know, that's just simple math, but simple math is not so common amongst most women in America, especially if in America, they don't like when we give them the stats, right? They get shocked when I will just bring up, you do know like 40% of men in the history of time have procreated, while 90%, over 90%, I believe, have procreated in the history of time, right? Or you'll give them another stat. You'll tell them about the virginity rates amongst young men under 30. They'll just be like, huh? Especially when I talk, or how about this? When I tell them, when I, even though I don't do that normally, if you tell them that most men in the history of time have actually died without a piece of, not even a kiss. Most men in history have died actually virgins. Why? Because most of them have actually died from war. You know what I mean? And if you were to tell them that, they would not believe you, because in their world it's impossible. And they're not even trying to see your side. They're just trying to live their own thing. And what I want you to pay attention, what I'm going to focus on, is the comments. Look at the comments. It's mostly, if it's not the men, it's mostly the woman coming on here. I see this one right here. It said, is that why some of them come on social media insulting women all day? And it's interesting. It's just more shaming language. Like I said, they don't care. And you know, we can even go on the marriage statistics on, you know, sexless marriages and stuff like that. You even go on that. You can go on, or it'll be like I remember I saw a video. It's like of an IG model, but she posts her boyfriend from time to time, and they'll do like some funny memes or videos together. And it was like one of the videos, it showed him, basically he was waiting for his girl to leave the bathroom so he can take out his phone and open up Pornhub so he can so he can do what he do, right? And then it's like he shuts off the light so he can be by himself, and then he turns on the lights again. And then his girlfriend is staring right at him. And she's like, what are you trying to do right now? And most of the comments was, you could tell those were like young men. They were like in their like late teens, early 20s. They're like, what, a girl looking like that? Why would you have to do that? And you could tell they don't understand how cohabitation works. They think that if you get a personal girlfriend, that's just your personal sex doll. That's what they think. That's what these dudes think. That's what these horny dudes think. But that's not going to happen. Especially when you're talking about long-term cohabitation. That's not how it works, you know. And they end up finding out the hard way, especially if you get married, you know. So when you talk about the whole love language thing, I always thought that was a crock of shit. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at these whole love language. I'm like, okay, where do I fit in? Looks physical touch, yeah. And I already know. But then that's when I was like, oh, I bet you any man that says, I'm pretty sure most of the men that come on podcasts, or if they're talking to a woman, they can't say that their love language is physical touch. They feel like that's going to automatically disqualify them, because they're going to think they're a perv. I'm like, oh, This is, and then I keep, but you know, a lady's allowed to be like, my love language is receiving gifts. I want to be spoiled. Spoil me, and that's allowed. You know, that's how it works. You know, that's how it works. What you know, what people need to understand is this, man. If you're looking for, you know, a lot of people, especially, it's been a big boom of people joining manosphere spaces like this, you know, spaces like this from like 2019, especially 2020 and beyond. And it's a lot of dudes kind of just, it's a lot of hope strategists, a lot of people looking for hope. And I hope you guys I'll say this, the only hope that you're looking for, I hope you understand that they don't really care like that. You know, they're not really trying to do something for you unless you could do something for them first. Hence why most of these dudes is like telling you just protect your wallet at the end of the day. Or you could tell they don't care is because like it'll be like women that are now joining the space and now condemning it now after making so much money off this space, when they're realizing that, oh my God, these men are now they're saying, now they sound like the feminists, oh, they're virgin incels and blah blah blah. And like in their mind, they think that we're supposed to make all this money just to give it all to them. You know, that's their idea. Like, oh, that they, of course they like what Andrew Tate is saying. Oh, protect this, protect. While the MGTOWs and you know the you know what I mean, and the original message is protect your wallet and understand these things coming into if you're looking for a relationship, it's probably not the best idea to do it here in the States. If you want, like I say this, if you want a relation, if you want a wife and all that stuff, that traditional stuff so bad, you're gonna have to leave the States. you're gonna have to leave the States. It's just too risky, and you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose everything. So that's why I make posts like this just to make sure, as a quick checkup on y'all, really to, you know, most of them they do not care about the plight you go through. I used to wonder why, like, you know, growing up, man, why a lot of these guys, they be just such assholes. Like the people that are successful, it's because they really had to bust their ass. They really, even if they grew up rich, you still had to make a name for yourself somehow. You couldn't just show up. You had to do something, you know. And that's all part of that understanding. That's all part of that growth, real growth. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make that post. You know, just this is just a checkup on y'all. You know they don't care, right?